The conversation changed very quickly, Chairperson, and it focused on how dangerous Mr. Mkhwanazi is and how the Chief of Police is scared of him. He told us that he has increased up his VIP protectors. He is about to install cameras and beef up security in his house. I then asked, if we can correct that, what about Nciza and myself? We are divisional heads. I was just acting. We don't have money to beef up our securities in our homes and so forth. The chief, in his response, he then says, look, I'm arranging VIP protection for Golan. Already, I think he got himself 2 cars. And I said in that meeting, Chief, I'm a woman. You are arranging protection for yourselves. You don't arrange, you don't care about my safety. I think Mr. Nciza attested to that. I then said, if you don't care about my safety, but can you take care of my, I've got a baby, I just had a small baby, that I must raise up. Chief was just called. He didn't see how important it is to take care of my protection. It was just shocking. I then left the boardroom, Chair. I'll say that. I left the boardroom. I didn't sign any suspension letter. I didn't confirm that I'm going to participate in the process. A day or 2 days later, Chief kept on calling me and says, acting HOD, you have to sign the suspension. I've got a professional duty to sign, despite I'm safe or I'm not safe. And I want it to be recorded here. I think it is on the documents that ultimately I did sign the intention to suspend. Despite the own Chief of Police, who has gun, firearms we don't have, told us how scared of this person, but because of judicial duty, I did sign that suspension letter as well. I then asked his Chief.
Brigadier Mkhwanazi, I just wanted clarity on one issue, which is at the top of page 22 of your statement, paragraph 65. You write, based on the instructions of the accounting officer, my letter sought to advise and guide, and based on that, if the charge sheet is ready to be served, the investigation is concluded. There's no reason for deployment of the employee to another position unless it's dealing with financial related matters. Now that seems to be a reference to your letter of 15 June. Is that correct? Now you say based on the instructions of the accounting officer. What instructions are you referring to?
If you read my letter, I think the first paragraph, it says it came to my attention, first paragraph but second sentence, that it came to my attention that Mr. Mkhwanazi has been deployed somewhere else. So I was referring to the discussion I had with the accounting officer. And as I said, that we normally have the legal debates with her. And in this instance, obviously, the issue of the transfer we discussed with the Commission were raised versus utilization of capacity. Thank you.
So it's still not entirely clear to me, what were the instructions that Dr. Mkhwanazi gave you? What are you referring to?
The debate that was continuing throughout when we deal with LR matters, but even in recruitment and so forth, but specifically in LR matters, is you have to take ownership of LR matters. You must have answers all the time. And when things are happening outside my space, I'll be reprimanded. So again, the moving of Deputy Chief of Police, Brigadier Mkhwanazi, to another division, it was done by Chief. So the debate and the engagement we have is, why did I allow that to happen?
So were you given an instruction?
I must attend to it.
You must attend to it. You must put this right.
Yes.
I just clarify. So the instruction from Dr. Mkhwanazi was stop this redeployment. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, address it.
There's the next topic is cross-referring back to. Sorry, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong file at the moment. It's cross-referring to paragraph 3.3 of the notice, where there was an allegation that you failed to act to resolve an ongoing disciplinary issue where 6 officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit who report to Brigadier Mkhwanazi were arrested by IPID for allegedly extorting 80,000 rands from a member of the public, purportedly evaded disciplinary action, were subsequently incorporated into the City of Ekurhuleni VIP protection detail. You addressed this from paragraph 67. Do you want to give the Commission your response?
This matter, it came to my attention during the proceedings of the Madlanga Commission inquiry. And if I could recall, I'm not sure if it formed part of my charges. And when I followed up with EMPD, I think I must explain another issue that is very critical and imperative to be comprehended here. EMPD, it's got its own internal unit, internal affairs unit that deals with investigations. Not only for EMPD, by the way, even for the rest of the city, we utilize their capacity. I go to them to assist us. So their matters specifically, when they come for investigation, it's done by them. In this instance, when I followed up in December, the department told me that they have not yet commenced with the internal investigation onto this matter. Prior to my suspension, I think the day before I was going to be suspended, the executive mayor and the city manager called me to sensitize that they are intending to suspend me. In the discussions we're having at that time, but I don't think it's with due respect for today, then they mentioned an issue that the VIP protectors that are allocated to myself, Advocate Kemi Bihari, the acting CIO, some of these guys that are being investigated by IPID. Hence I said, the minute I was suspended, I requested that can I go home, and I told them that they go to the Eastern Cape. By the way, they say I'm from Limpopo, not from Limpopo. I said to the executive mayor, you give me other reasons to run away. Other issues, I think Commissioner Khumalo, you are aware, they were part of the assessments. I did give all the incidents that I've gone through in my house, in myself, where I had to have break-ins in my house, men with 5 rifles in my house, followed by cars that are branded by EMPD. They have EMPD branding. When they are searched, they don't belong to EMPD. After being suspended, I ran to the Eastern Cape. I'm followed in a hotel where I was sleeping. 2 men entered my room, and others that are in that report. So because I've shared at a high level with the executive mayor what I've been going through, then I said, now that you're telling me, excuse me, there are VIPs that are allocated to us that are being investigated by IPID. I must be permitted, you can be permitted to go as long, wherever. So to come back to the issue of the day, this is the letter where they told me that after I engaged them, that they've withdrawn these colleagues of theirs from providing VIP for us. I've got WhatsApp from the director of that unit, where he has confirmed, after I was suspended, that they have not yet commenced with the disciplinary process. They are waiting IPD. I'm not going to discuss IPD issues here. I think I listened briefly on the IPD colleagues that were here and how they've explained to the Commission how EMPD manages their investigations. In some instances, they start with the investigation and suspend employees. In others, they wait until you go to court and you are convicted, only they deal with you on that. In summary, EL, this was never brought to my attention, the 80,000 bribery matter. It's still sitting with EMPD. I don't know now from December, January, February, if they've acted on it. Thank you.
Sir, that the letter that you're referring to, your 15 June letter, is the letter at page 178 of the Mapiyeye annexure bundle. It's JM30. Is that the letter you were referring to?
That's correct. Thank you.
So you now responded to your letter and or you've explained your letter and responded to Mr. Mapiyeye's response. The next letter from Mr. Mapiyeye was the following day, which was the 21st of June. And in this letter, he was indicating that because of the collective agreement provisions, if the charges against then Brigadier Mkhwanazi were to proceed, the charge sheet would have to be served the following day, 22 June. And he was motivating strongly for those charges to be served, and he addresses a letter to Advocate Bahari and to yourself. What was your response to this letter?
Before I could respond to this letter, Chair, there's other events that happened. But before I talk to those events, I would like to, Chair, to refer the Commission to the statement of Chief of Police on paragraph 102. I would like to read.
Sorry, paragraph?
102. After I've read the statement of Chief of Police, I would like to refer through you, Chair, and read the paragraphs 69 and 70 of Mr. Nciza's statement.
Paragraph 102 is at page 28.
Page 28, yes. Thank you. On the 21st June 2023, following discussions initiated by Ms. Gxasheka and Advocate Bihari, HOD Legal, I was pressurized to hand over the docket relating to Brigadier Mkhwanazi to Advocate Bihari. This I did as per Memorandum of Advocate Bihari, dated 21st June 2023. Thank you. I'm going to read Nciza's statement, page 23, paragraph 69 and 70.
Sorry, page 33.
23.
Oh, 23.
On the 21st June 2023, Chief Mapiyeye updated me about his interaction with Dr. Mashazi and Advocate Bihari, who has advised that there was no case against
Brigadier Mkhwanazi. Chief Mapiyeye subsequently instructed to withdraw the internal investigation into Brigadier Mkhwanazi's matter. I was informed on the 22nd June 2023, Chief of Mapiyeye withdrew the internal investigation. I was of the view that this letter has no force of law. Chief Mapiyeye couldn't withdraw an internal investigation that was already completed and had been the basis for disciplinary proceedings. The ship had sailed. The internal investigation was at the stage already completed and my young attorneys have already been briefed, and I was of the view the disciplinary proceedings must continue, and the Chief of Police was factus official. If I can go back now to the letter of Chief of Police.
Before you go, sorry to do this to you. I had hoped that you would read 103 of Mapiyeye, unless you're still coming back to it. Because that's where he says the pressure happened.
I'll gladly do that.
103?
Yes.
Yes.
I was also instructed to withdraw charges against Mr. Brigadier Mkhwanazi. I addressed a letter Brigadier Mkhwanazi advising that I had taken a decision to withdraw the internal investigation processes and redeploy him to substantive position. The effect of this letter was not to withdraw the disciplinary process. In fact, it was deliberately meaningless, as it purported to withdraw an internal investigation, which at the time had been completed, and the basis which charges had been formulated. This I did in a bid to stop the consistent harassment I was facing from the city manager and the two HODs. In fact, therefore, the disciplinary procedure has been withdrawn and attached. I think then we're talking to JM33 Police and Nciza. They are contradicting itself when it comes to this matter. Chief says he had an engagement with HOD, HR, and legal. I refute here that I was part of that engagement. I don't think I would have agreed to such. Hence, later on, I requested that let's have a forensic investigation done into this whole mess. Nciza says the discussion took place, according to Chief, the discussion took place between Dr. Mashazi and Advocate Kim. I'm not going to exonerate myself in this mess. Hence, I continuously, the latest before my suspension last year, and said, let's get to the bottom of this. But if somebody is listening carefully, there has been continuously discussions that are taking place outside myself. Let alone that when I engage the city manager, sometimes I find that legally she's been well briefed. But we'll have our discussions and debates on the issues. It's a very confusing situation between these two statements, but I'm reiterating, I don't think I would have agreed to this if we engaged on it. There were discussions that were taking place between Chief of Police and legal without me taking place. The file, I've kept on asking for a file desperately as late as 2025. If we had the file, I mean, they are talking about the copy, where he says, by the way, in that discussion, if you read paragraph 2 of his letter, he says, as discussed earlier today, I wasn't part of that discussion, but he says I was. Or I'm just copied, I don't know.
You're not copied. You are an addressee together with Advocate Behari and Mr. Erasmus.
Thank you, sir. He says, as discussed earlier on and agreed upon, there's agreements that took place, and I want to reiterate here, I wouldn't agree to such.
Did you respond to this letter?
I've never received the letter. I don't know the letter.
You don't remember receiving it?
No.
And just to be fair to you, Advocate Behari, when he gave evidence, he said he cannot recollect whether you were present at the meeting. I just thought I should be fair to you and give you that.
I was never. To my surprise, then the chief writes the letter of the. Can I move EL? The letter dated 22nd June 2023. It's on page 180 of Chief's annexures. That's where we are here now because of this letter, where he withdrew this process. Again, Chair, Linda Gxasheka is not mentioned here. Hence, I'm saying maybe I should give a statement. What is good for the geese is good for the gander. When it suits them, they include me on matters. When it suits them, they want to exclude me. Maybe there's a reason they excluded me here, because I would have challenged this. I think I'll stop there for now. I haven't read the letter of the 22nd June 2023, but maybe I should read it to the Commission. The heading is addressed to Julius Mkhwanazi, Director, Specialized Services, Mr. G. Mzolo, Deputy Chief of Police, and Dr. Mashazi, City Manager from IJ Mapiyeye, Chief of Police. 22nd June 2023, as stated, disciplinary matter is the subject. J. Mkhwanazi. On the 2nd February 2023, allegations of a very serious misconduct were received from the media query from News 24 journalist Mr. Jeff Wicks, which implicated yourself and which subsequently investigated by Internal Affairs Section EMPD. To date, the matter has not been concluded. I, as the Municipal Police Commissioner, he makes a demand there. Take this decision to withdraw this internal investigation process under the case number 0302-2023 and herewith redeploy you back to a substantive position, Director, Specialized Service, as from 26 June 2023. Hope you find this in order. Thank you. He's demanding that his very clear command, I, Chief Mapiyeye, with his power, without anybody usurping, he makes this decision on his own. I will end there for now, EL. Thank you.